How's it going, everybody? My name is Nick Ragnar. I live in La Crosse, Wisconsin. I'm part of the Rotary Club of La Crosse After Hours, and I work at the University of Wisconsin-La Crosse as a social media specialist, but I do a lot of videography for campus. I used to work at a news station, and I went to school for broadcast and digital media, so I got asked to do a little video presentation talking about the importance of videos and some basic editing stuff, so I guess I'm doing that today. But this doesn't seem like a great place for me to do that. So let me just change this out quick. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thanks for joining me in my office, and I'm so excited to talk to you about the importance of doing videos when it comes to your public image plans for your Rotary Club. So first things first, why are videos so important? Well, videos are just a different medium to be able to get information out that's important for your club members, for your community members, and really for the world to see. We already push out so many newsletters, we already push out so much print, graphics, photography. Videos are just a great way to be able to break up that content and provide your viewers and your club members new ways to get the information that you deem to be important for them to know. Videos are also one of the most popular mediums in the entire world. How many times using social media do you find yourself watching a video after browsing through your feed quickly? Or when you search something in Google, do you end up actually watching a video on the topic that you search? There's definitely many different things that you can think about when doing videos specifically for your club. You could simply have meetings recorded, so you could showcase those to prospective members or people that aren't able to make the meetings. You could simply record something on your phone, maybe something cool that's happening during a volunteer event, or maybe something that's happening during a club event. Maybe you want to film something that's short and upload it so people can feel like they were there and be engaged in what it is that you're putting together. Otherwise, there's some pretty cool campaigns that you can do with videos. One example, locally here in La Crosse, one of our clubs actually started doing videos as a way to showcase their members. So they had the president going door to door to different club members and asking them questions about why they were Rotarians. Is a really cool way to showcase the personality and the people within the club. There's a lot of different ways that you can start introducing videos into your public image content. You just have to be creative and think about ways that you'd like to get information using video. Some things to ask yourself before you start putting in the time and effort to doing the videos. Really important questions regardless of how you're doing the video. Again, the purpose, why you're doing it, the reasoning that you're doing a video. Is it worth the time? Is there a better way that you could be relaying some of that information, or is video the right choice? Also the platform, where it's gonna go. Are you gonna put it on YouTube? Is it gonna be searchable for anybody and everybody? Are you gonna be using it on social media? You wanna make sure you look at the social algorithms. What length of video is best for those different places? You can search all that stuff on the internet. Otherwise, maybe you're going to include it in a newsletter. Maybe that's where you're primarily going to use it. So again, make sure you know where you're planning to use it, because that might dictate how you actually film things. Also, you want to make sure you know your audience. Is this for club members? Is it for community members? Again, is it for prospective members? What type of equipment do you have? That's super important. A lot of clubs maybe don't have a digital camera like I'm using today with a shotgun microphone on the very top of it. Lots of cell phones are pretty good when it comes to camera quality nowadays. So sometimes, and a lot of times, that's definitely a-okay to use a cell phone. Even the microphone on a cell phone works pretty well. Again, it just depends on the type of video that you're putting together. So when it comes to shooting videos, again, there's a lot of different ways that you can introduce videos into your public image campaigns. And sometimes that might just be using your phone, but if you are filming something and you need to edit and use text overlays and graphics, that might mean that you need to use some type of software. And thankfully, there are some free ones. As you can see on the screen here, I've listed some of the free video editing softwares. Each one has a pro and has a con. I'm not going to take you through each and every one of these softwares because there are videos for that. Thankfully, in this day and age, there is a video for just about everything. So what I would recommend is going out and searching for these if you need to use a video editing software, maybe watching some videos on them and figuring out which one might work best for you. Speaking of that, I'm actually going to jump onto the computer back there real quick and show you kind of the ins and outs, some really basics when it comes to editing videos. So let's do it. So this is actually the editing software that I primarily use. I focus on Adobe Premiere Pro. It is a premium video editing software. It is not by any means unaffordable. It's about, I think, $15 to $20 a month. So again, if you're going to be doing a lot of video editing, it might make sense to invest in a membership. You can always try the trial version, see if it's something that works for you. Otherwise, a lot of those free video editing softwares that I did share have some pretty similar capabilities. This is just the one that I'm the most comfortable in. But like I said, if you don't have the budget, do some research, look up some free ones. There are a ton of articles and blogs out there that highlight the pros and cons of all of those. So anyways, we are going to look at just quickly editing down this video that I had made. So let's say you're doing a Rotary talk, and that's kind of exactly what this entire thing is, but you want to piece it together, make it a little shorter, make it a little bit more easy for people to view, and that's really pretty simple to do. And what you mainly want to focus on then is just getting rid of the parts that possibly nobody cares about. And when it comes to this talk, that was really my pauses in what I was saying, right? So we look at the very beginning here, and you can kind of see me getting ready to talk here, or even later on here, there's a few different pauses between when I was saying things, and those are just like little snippets that we want to take out, maybe even some times where I might have screwed up what I was saying. So that's pretty easy to do. Again, with pretty much every video editing software, there's always going to be some type of clip tool. Here in Adobe Premiere, it's called a razor tool, so we'll use that. And we'll come over here, and we can see this is kind of where I'm talking here, and I can play it for you quick. And I screw up a little bit here. I try talking again and I screw up. So what we're going to do is we're just going to clip that, and then we're going to use another one of these tools here. And again, Adobe Premiere is very accessible, very easy to use. So it's going to allow me to be able to just drag this over to when I'm starting my next portion of the video. And it goes from having this little spot where I screwed up to being totally blank. We drag this over, and just like that, now we have a little bit more of a seamless transition. When it comes to video editing, there's a lot of bells and whistles and things like that you can really add. We could add a transition in here, a dissolve, some type of really fancy transition. I don't think that's necessary. Really, in this day and age, the abundance of effects is definitely not used as much, especially when it comes to kind of grassroots types of video. So I wouldn't focus on that too much. What this is called is a jump cut when it comes to videos. I think that's definitely a-okay with probably 95% of the things that you'll be working on. But again, some of those different video editing softwares do have the capability to add effects like dissolves. But when it comes to editing, like I said, it's really just taking out the things that aren't of interest. These little pieces here where I'm pausing, taking pauses, you know, as you'd seen in that presentation, those again are just little things that I'll cut out to save some time, and to again try to keep the attention, keep the focus on the message that I'm talking about, and also just eliminate all of these blunders that apparently I had that I do not remember using throughout my video. So when it comes to video editing, it can be a little intimidating. It can seem like a lot. I know that seeing all of the different things, libraries, graphics, audio, effects, can be a little overwhelming. But again, just spending a little bit of time in whatever software it is that you decide to use, and watching some videos, training yourself just a little bit, and then playing around with it a little bit can really go a long way in being able to do it. My biggest advice for you, if you're looking at doing videos, is to jump in feet first and really just start playing around with it. Like I said, at first it can be very overwhelming, but once you get to a few hours in and you start learning how to do it, it's also very easy to train yourself to do the very basics, which is what's probably going to be expected from each one of your clubs. Just a couple of other things that are very important to keep in mind when it comes to shooting video. I talked about this in length. Using a phone versus using some type of a camera. I definitely think it's okay to be shooting vertical video nowadays. You know, when you have your phone straight up and down opposed to the landscape orientation that we're so used to watching. Both styles are effective. You're seeing a lot more vertical video on social media like Instagram and Facebook nowadays. So I think it's okay, depending on what it is you're shooting, to shoot either vertical or horizontal. When it comes to captions are extremely important, but thankfully platforms like YouTube and Facebook and things like that, when you upload, help you out with doing some auto-generated captions that you can then go in and edit after the fact to make sure that they're accurate. Just make sure that you do that. Accessibility is super important, so always have captions in the back of your mind. But like I said, YouTube, Facebook, a lot of social platforms, when you do upload videos, will create auto-generated captions that you can then go in and edit after the fact. And last but not least, it's real hard to cover all the different topics when it comes to video in 10 minutes or less. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. My contact information is available on the screen. I'm always willing to help out any way that I can and even assist you in some of the projects that you do have. So thanks again for stopping in, and happy editing.